The mansion of billionaire Adam Ghazi was the kind of place people whispered about: marble floors polished like mirrors, crystal chandeliers that sparkled like falling stars, and hallways so long they felt endless. But despite all the wealth, one thing inside that mansion terrified every worker who ever dared step foot into the nursery: the baby. His name was Ryan, barely 1 year old, with eyes so big and blue they looked painted, but those eyes held a fire no nanny had ever survived. Some said he bit, some said he scratched, some said he screamed until they broke down crying, and one nanny swore he had thrown a silver spoon at her forehead with the aim of a trained soldier. So within weeks the mansion became a revolving door of nannies running out with trembling hands, whispering they'd never return even if offered a fortune. Adam, a powerful, stoic man known for closing million-dollar deals without blinking, started to feel helpless inside his own home. After losing his wife during childbirth, Ryan was all he had, but the child's rage, mistrust, and wild behavior made him wonder if grief had planted something dark in the baby's heart. Hiring new nannies became nearly impossible. Agencies refused, word spread, and even the bravest candidates left within hours, until one ordinary Tuesday morning, when a cleaning lady named Meher arrived for a trial shift, stepping gently into the mansion with nothing but a tied ponytail, a humble smile, and a kind of softness that didn't match the mansion's cold luxury. She wasn't hired to care for the baby, only to clean, but something strange happened the moment she stepped into the living room where Ryan sat in his high chair, glaring at the nanny beside him. As soon as he saw Meher, his furious expression melted, his fists unclenched, his bottom lip quivered, and then, he smiled, a real, warm smile no one had ever seen, not even Adam. The nanny froze in disbelief, Meher froze too, and even Ryan seemed confused by his own reaction. Before bursting into giggles, reaching out tiny arms toward her like he had been waiting for her all along. Adam, who happened to be walking downstairs at that exact moment, nearly stumbled when he saw his son, his impossible, unmanageable son, laughing in the arms of a woman he had never met. For a long moment, no one spoke. The house, usually filled with screams or panicked footsteps, stood shock-still as Meher gently touched Ryan's cheek, whispering, "You're not angry, sweetheart, you're just hurting, aren't you?" And unbelievably, Ryan rested his head on her shoulder like a child who had finally found a missing piece of himself. Within hours, the nanny packed her bags, relieved to be free, and Adam, equal parts shocked and curious, asked Meher if she had experience with children, to which she shook her head shyly and said, "I only helped raise my little sister. I never worked as a nanny." Yet the baby refused to let her leave. Every time she stepped away, he whimpered, fussed, and stretched his arms as if begging her to stay close. So Adam made a decision he never made lightly. He offered her a double salary to become Ryan's caretaker, but Meher declined with a polite smile and said she only needed enough to support her mother's medical bills, not a fortune. Her honesty impressed him. In a world where everyone wanted something, this woman wanted nothing but dignity. Over the next few days, the mansion transformed. Where there had been chaos, there was peace. Where there had been tantrums, there was laughter, and where there had been fear, there was warmth. Meher sang to Ryan while she worked, played peekaboo between wiping shelves, and held him close whenever he grew restless, whispering soothing words that made even the cold walls feel alive. Adam watched quietly from doorways, unable to understand how she had unlocked what no professional could. Curiosity grew into admiration as he noticed how she listened to people, how she treated everyone with respect. How she carried sadness behind her smile yet let it fuel her kindness instead of bitterness. One night, after a long meeting, Adam walked into the nursery and found Meher asleep on the rocking chair, Ryan curled peacefully on her chest, his tiny fingers gripping her shirt, not with anger, but with trust. Adam felt something shift inside him, something he hadn't felt since his wife passed: hope. As days turned into weeks, the mansion staff whispered stories, calling her the baby whisperer, but Meher always blushed and said she was just doing what felt right. She wasn't trained, she wasn't wealthy, she wasn't extraordinary by society's standards, yet she became the miracle the mansion needed. One evening, during a gentle sunset, Meher sat by the window telling Ryan a simple bedtime story about stars finding their home in the sky, and as Adam stood in the doorway, he realized the truth. Maybe the baby hadn't attacked nannies because he was wild, but because he was grieving, just like him. And maybe Meher didn't just make Ryan smile, maybe she healed parts of Adam he never knew were broken. But life doesn't gift miracles without testing them. As Meher's bond with the baby grew stronger, jealousy and gossip sparked among the mansion staff, rumors spread to Adam's business rivals, and soon someone from her past, someone she desperately wanted to forget, returned, threatening to take away the peace she had created. Yet in that moment, as Ryan cuddled against her and Adam watched silently, one thing was clear: something powerful, unexpected, and life-changing had begun in the Ghazi mansion. And viewers, if you're enjoying this emotional and gripping journey, don't forget to subscribe to stay connected, because the next part will reveal secrets, heartbreak, and a twist that will leave you speechless. And trust me, you don't want to miss what happens next.